Unless you've never been on the internet before, in which case, hello, hi, welcome. You'll know that Google are the top dog on the information superhighway. And these days, if you have a business, you also need a Google account. It also provides you with a digital calendar, video conferencing, and allows you to set up your business through Google My Business, which helps your brand through local search. We also really like the paid version of Google's tools, Google Workspace, because that allows you a little bit more control over your business data and lets you set up a business account with your business domain. Speaking of domains, besides all of the other tools that Google provides, you can also now buy your domain through your Google account too. We recommend registering your domain through Google, if for no other reason than it makes life simpler. It keeps all of your web stuff in one place. And remember, if you do end up registering your domain through a free Google account, you can always switch over to a paid Workspace account later and transfer everything over in a couple of clicks. Instead of me just talking about setting up a Google account and registering domains, why don't I show you how it's done?
Okay, so here we are on the Google homepage, and the first thing that I want to do is to go up to the sign in option up here and click on it. And you'll see that you are asked to sign in directly, but we're just going to go to the create an account button down the bottom, and I'm going to choose to manage my business. Here you just put your own first and last name, so I'm going to put Neil Moggy, and I'm going to use a made up name for a business, which is this one right here, and hopefully that works. That's good. Okay, now had I put something in here that was already taken, what will happen is,
well, clearly this has either already been registered or more likely it's just going to not be allowed. So if this happens to you, you'll probably have to change what you're putting in here. And this is another good reason really as to why you might want to work with Google Workspace account.
so I'm going to use this one because I know that works. Now what I'm going to do is put a password in. The password can be anything. Personally, I prefer to use something which is a little bit sort of less easy to guess. Something alphanumeric is good rather than an actual word. And the way that I do that is I just put that into a text document like this one. Just bring that up on the screen to show you what I mean, like that. And I literally just leave that on the text document while I'm in the sign up process. You don't have to save it anywhere, just leave it there so you've got it to reference later on. Put that into both boxes. Make sure that it's correct. Looks good to me. I'm going to click on next. Now you will be asked to add your telephone number to this section here, and you should just use your mobile number because at some point they may choose to send you a text to prove that you are who you say you are. Okay, so I put my mobile number into there and clicked next, and it has sent me a text message to ask me to fill that in, and I've got that information here. Okay, I'm going to click verify. Good stuff. Okay, now if you already have an email address that you want to use, here's the place that you put that. It's optional, but it's not a bad idea to add it if you can. Here I'm literally just going to put in
Google would like you to use data from your phone and browsing data to connect it to add some personalized stuff to you. And you can choose to do that if you want, or keep everything just set to default, which is what I'm going to do in this example. Make sure that you do read through the terms and conditions. I know it's tempting not to, but if you're happy with everything, hit the agree button and move on. Google My Business is a really powerful tool and I recommend it for all businesses, but it warrants its own video. So we'll come back and look at this another time, and until then I'm going to click not now.
So we now have a business account set up in Google. The next thing I'd like to do is to make sure that we get a domain name. And I think the best way to do that is to buy it through Google directly and have them manage it. That way you've only got one thing to worry about logging into, and you don't have multiple accounts to manage, which just keeps everything together for your business. So in order to do it, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the URL at the top here, and we're going to go to domains.google.com and click return. Brilliant stuff. Okay, I'm going to sign in again, even though we were signed in earlier. Sometimes it prefers if you do it this way. Okay, we don't have any domains at the moment. That's perfect. So let's find the perfect one. Cool. Now, we were pretending that the business name was My Fantastic Business, but I have a feeling that that domain will probably be taken. But let's find out. Well, there you go. Apparently there is a couple of different options for this business name, so I guess I could potentially buy this right now. Okay. We've got a .co.uk and a .com available for £10 a year, .net, .org and .uk. I'm going to pick on the .com version. That looks good to me, and just like any other cart system, you just click on the add to cart. Now, potentially what you might want to do is you might also want to take the .co.uk version of it. And the reason I say that you might want more than one domain is because if you are getting the .com, what you don't want to happen is for you to build a really powerful, good business and then for one of your competitors to come along and buy the .co.uk. So it's a good idea to have both. So I'm going to click on both and put them both into my basket. Now, I'm going to click up on the top here and see where my basket is. And you can see that we've got the option to add the protection, privacy protection. This only works, unfortunately, on the .com addresses. It doesn't work on .co.uk.
It's a good idea to keep this on when it's available. Privacy protection hides your contact details if someone looks you up for your domain name. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on .co.uk domain names. The custom email section of this form is a chance to set up your Google Workspace account again. And if you do have more than one person in your business or expect to have more soon, I'd definitely consider adding this. But for this example, I'm going to skip it.
Now this here is an interesting little add-on that they put in, and this is to add Google Workspace. Google Workspace is a paid version of your Google tools. At the moment, I don't think you need to worry about doing this, but it might be something that you consider adding to your account later on. Right now, like I say, I would leave it as is. I'm just going to go down and click on checkout. Cool. Okay, so it's just going to ask you for your basic details. Fill your name, your organization name, and your business address in here, and keep going down. A fax, if you have one. I mean, wow, I didn't know they still use those, but yeah, sure, you could put that in here.
Choose whether or not you'd like to get the Google newsletter. Remember, you can always unsubscribe later, and then just click the Save and Continue button. And now, through the magic of editing, I'm going to fill this in. Thank you, Reese.
Okay, that puts everything in place. So let's click on the Save and Continue button.
Fill in your company address and payment details and hit the Buy button. This is the area where you'll need to add your website's server IP address. Your hosting company will provide this for you, and all you need to do is copy and paste it in and then click Save. For example, in Flywheel, the process is very simple. Just head into your dashboard and you'll find your website's IP address listed in the right-hand column. Flywheel also provide a very simple to follow guide for getting your IP address into Google Domains. I'll link to that in the description below. Well, that's about it. You've set up a new Google account and you've registered your domain. It will renew every year unless you tell it not to, and Google will email you a month in advance of taking payment. Well, I hope that helped. Please do remember to like and subscribe. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments and seeing you in the next video.